What's going on, guys? Unbound Citizen here. I had to hop on here after the video got dropped last night from Lucas, giving his perspective of the T-Rex arm situation with him and the company. Obviously, he dropped a bombshell, and I just kind of want to give some thoughts to it after we kind of hit the high point. Sounds like pretty much what everybody was speculating happened was what happened. We're going to look at it here in just a second, kind of show his perspective and his words on what happened, and then I'm going to drop some thoughts from my point of view on it, and we'll go from there. So let's get into it.
In March, my wife was sent 3 unsolicited pornographic images by an employee. This employee is also the son of an executive. So I reported it to the company. The owners, the board, and the executive team, knew about it and what's going on. And in our opinion, me and my wife, the company did not appropriately respond to the situation, especially considering our employee handbook explicitly states that we have a zero tolerance policy for sexual harassment. And it was only after my resignation and employees finding out about this incident that the team member was finally let go in June.
All right, so he just gives you his take on exactly what happened. Again, it was what pretty much everybody was speculating occurred. I'm going to kind of hit some other points that he goes over in the video. I'll let you look at the whole video. The whole video is there for everybody to watch that cares. He kind of gives you the entire history of the downfall, if you want to call it that, of T-Rex and kind of what led up to this, and the whole story. So go watch it. It's a good one. But dude, I'm just going to kind of share my thoughts on it and what I think and where I stand with the whole situation as far as whether I will or will not use T-Rex anymore, whose side I'm on, that kind of stuff. But in short, I think the whole situation's sad. Lucas, I have a lot of respect for. I obviously don't know the guy. We've never met, but I've bought a lot of products from T-Rex. I've followed Lucas since the beginning of T-Rex. The dude built something from nothing, which again he addresses in the very beginning of the video. I've known that for a long time. It was part of what made me a huge fan of T-Rex, was knowing that this dude had a certain set of morals, beliefs, was Christian based, spoke what he believed, lived what he believed. I could get behind who the company was. Lucas. With that being said, he goes over in the video kind of what transpired for him to lose ownership of the company. And dude, I'm just going to be blunt. It sounds like his brothers took advantage of him. It's sad. A lot of people are going to jump all over Lucas. I guarantee it. They're going to jump over him and say, like, hey, dude, he was dumb for letting the ownership of his company go to somebody else. That is a bad mistake, I'm not going to lie, but I totally get how it happened. Lucas was young. He had a freaking fire business idea, and it was wildly successful very quickly. He was young. It was his brothers. It was people he trusted. He was naive because of his youth, and he was overwhelmed. I'm sure he was overwhelmed by how fast it grew and how quickly he outpaced like where his maturity was, which is phenomenal, but also presents some challenges, clearly. And in my opinion, it sounds like he got taken advantage of by his own family, which is super sad. With that being said, the whole situation that led to his departure, ultimately, was the photographs getting sent to his wife. Doesn't sound like, he says that's what happened, that they didn't fire the guy until he left and employees started figuring it out, aka T-Rex started doing damage control to mitigate what the fallout was going to be. Not only did they, I mean, again, from my perspective, not only did they essentially swindle him out of his company, but they didn't support him when somebody did something bad to him and his wife. So I fully support why he left. He stood up for his morals and beliefs that he's always said he stood up for and believes in, and he stepped down from a company. He chose principles, morals, ethics, his beliefs, his wife and supporting her over the dollar. Something that very few people in this world will do anymore. My hat's off to him. I fully support him on why he left. I think he made the right decision. Dude, I can't overemphasize how sad it is that his family did this to him. And dude, I fully support Lucas. I think Lucas is going to rebound from this very, very well. He's going to, he was the face. I mean, he was T-Rex Arms. He grew it. He built it. He was the brand. He's going to go on. He's going to do many things. He's going to be super successful at them. He's obviously going to have a great following from it. Dude, if it applies to anything I need, I'm going to fully support it. I'll purchase anything he makes that I need, just like I did with T-Rex, because I believed in what he stood for. Dude, he's gonna recover from this. He's gonna be all right. Personally, as far as T-Rex goes, I will not be supporting T-Rex anymore. I think it's a shame what they did to their brother. I think it's a shame that they didn't support him when this happened to his wife. I'm not going to stand behind a company like that. There's too many places that, like, the reason why I supported and went to T-Rex is because I knew I was dealing with people who had good morals, good ethics, had similar similar values as me, and I could get behind that and trust what they put out with the education they put out, and I believed in the mission, right? When you do this to the founder, the owner, your brother, the curtain, it's opened. Like, we know that's not the case anymore. So I fall on the Lucas side. I support him. I can't support the other. It would be contradictory to my own beliefs. So with that being said, at least at current time, T-Rex will not be getting any more money from me. I just can't get behind that. I can't support that. It just is what it is, man. It's a big downfall. I liked T-Rex. Dude, it was like I frequented their website just because I wanted to. I like the vibe. I like to see what they had. I wanted to see like what else I wanted to get, how I wanted to be better prepared. I would constantly be on their YouTube channel, learning, educating myself based off their information, etc. I liked watching Lucas's videos, but that's gone now. Lucas isn't there, and now I know that those morals and ethics aren't there anymore. So I won't be supporting it. In my opinion, if you share similar thoughts as me, you're probably not going to either. So it's all a sad situation, but I absolutely wish Lucas the best. He's a great dude, clearly. He chose principles and his wife over money. And that alone to me is something that you can't put a price on, dude. There's not many people in this world anymore that will put anyone outside of themselves over money. Not only did he stand up for his wife and leave out of respect for her, he also stood up for principles, and he wasn't bought for the dollar. And that alone, he'll always have my respect. It's very rare, and I respect the hell out of it. So, again, it's all very sad. I'd love to discuss in the comments with you, like, what your take is on it. Let me know down in the comments, like, whether you're going to be supporting T-Rex from here on out, if you're going to buy from him anymore, if you're going to move on to other companies while Lucas refocuses and maybe puts out another company where you can go support him in the same way. Just let me know down in the comments. It's all very sad. Let me know what you think about it. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It greatly helps the channel so I can keep putting out stuff like this. I'd love to discuss it with you. Thanks so much. Unbound Citizen, out.